Hi everyone, today's lesson is lesson 41, adding and subtracting fractions with common denominators. So here it says, use your fraction manipulatives to illustrate this addition, and then write the number sentence. So we have 2/4 plus 1/4. So here on the left-hand side, I've got 2/4 of a circle, and then I have 1/4 more. If I add them together, I'll end up having 3/4 of my shape. Okay, so we can say that 2/4 plus 1/4 equals 3/4. Because I have 3 pieces and they each equal 1/4. Now notice when I added 2/4 plus 1/4, my denominators stayed the same. Okay, fractions with the same denominators are said to have common denominators. When fractions have common denominators, I can add or subtract them just by adding and subtracting the numerators. So the denominator will stay the same, but the numerator will change. So we just think 2 plus 1 equals 3. Okay, on this one it says use your fraction manipulatives to illustrate this subtraction problem. Then write a number sentence. So we start with the fraction 7/10. So I have 7 pieces and each of them are worth 1/10. And then it says to take away or remove 4/10. Okay, so I'm going to remove 4/10. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and you can see what I have left is 3/10. So 7/10 minus 4/10 equals 3/10. So again, remember when we add or subtract fractions, the denominators have to be the same and the denominator stays the same. And so then I just have to add or subtract the numerator. Okay. This problem says Bach Yen, I don't know if I said that right, mixed 1 1/4 cup of juice, concentrate, with 1 2/4 cups of water. Find the total amount of juice by adding 1 1/4 and 1 2/4. To add mixed numbers, we add the whole numbers to whole numbers and fractions to fractions. Okay. So I have 1 whole plus, so I have 1 whole plus 1 whole. Okay, so that's 2 whole cups. And then I have 1/4 plus 1/2. Okay, so, or sorry, 1/4 plus 2/4. So I'd end up with 2/4 of a circle, and then I'd add 1 more fourth of a circle. Okay, so you can see I end up with, at the end, 2 3/4 cups. So 1 1/4 plus 1 2/4 equals 2 3/4. Sometimes it helps to stack these numbers when I'm adding them. So if I went 1 1/4 plus 1 2/4, that just helps us remember that I need to add the fractions and add the whole numbers. Okay, so 1/4 plus, I put 2/3, 2/4, there we go. 1/4 plus 2/4 is 3/4, and 1 plus 1 is 2. Okay, the next problem, there were 2.5 pot pies in the refrigerator. 2-pack ate 1.5 pot pie. To find the number of pot pies left in the refrigerator, subtract 2.5 minus 1 1/2. So I do this by first starting off with 2.5 circles. There we go. 2.5. Okay, and then we take away 1.5. So we take away 1 whole circle and then half of a circle. So what do I have left? Well, I have 1 pie left. So 2 1/2 minus 1 1/2 equals 1. Okay, just like with adding, I want to subtract whole numbers from whole numbers and fractions from fractions. Okay, so we know 1/2 minus 1/2 is nothing. They just kind of cancel themselves out. And then, or we put 0 over 2. And then 2 minus 1 is 1. So I'd end up with just 1 pie left. Okay, Federico estimates that it'll take about 2.5 hours to finish reading a book, and 1.5 hours to write a book report. Find the amount of time he needs to finish the assignment. Add 2.5 plus 1.5. Okay, so let's add these together. We have 2.5 plus 1.5. Okay, so we add 1/2 plus 1/2 is 2/2, and 2 plus 1 is 3. Well, I know the fraction 2/2, which equals 1 whole. Okay, so 3 and 2/2 equals 3 plus 1, which is equal to 4. So it'll take him 4 hours to finish his assignment. Okay. All right, and that's it for this lesson. Good luck on your homework.